Simple random sampling. Simple random sampling and the simple random sample. Simple random sampling, a sampling procedure for which each possible sample of a given size is equally likely to be the one obtained. Simple random sample, a sample obtained by simple random sampling. Simple random sampling. There are two types of simple random sampling. One is a simple random sampling with replacement, referred to by this book as SRSWR, wherein a member of the population can be selected more than once. The other is simple random sampling without replacement, referred to in this book as SRS, wherein a member of the population can be selected at most once. Sampling. We want to start with an example of simple random sampling with replacement. We have 9 marbles to choose from. The marbles available for the first choice are blue, silver, red, orange, green, yellow, purple, pink, and turquoise. We choose the pink marble. Then our marbles available for the second choice are blue, silver, red, orange, green, yellow, purple, pink, and turquoise. Since we are performing a simple random sampling with replacement, we have 9 choices for the first color of marble. We choose pink, replace it, and again have 9 choices for the color of the second marble. In this sampling example, we want to talk about simple random sampling without replacement. We are going to use the marbles again. The marbles available for the first choice are 9: blue, silver, red, orange, green, yellow, purple, pink, and turquoise. Again, we're going to choose the pink marble. The marbles available for the second choice are down to 8: blue, silver, red, orange, green, yellow, purple, and turquoise. When performing a simple random sample without replacement, once you choose something, your sample size goes down by 1. I had 9 marbles for my first choice. However, for my second choice, I had 8. Random number generators. Nowadays, statisticians prefer statistical software packages or graphing calculators rather than random number tables to obtain simple random samples. The built-in programs for doing so are called random number generators. When using random number generators, be aware of whether they provide samples with replacement or samples without replacement. Example: 5 state officials are listed to the right. Governor, which will be represented by G, Secretary of State, which will be represented by S, Attorney General, which will be represented by A, Representative, which will be represented by R, Press Secretary, which will be represented by P. List the 10 possible samples without replacement of size 2 that can be obtained from the population of 5 officials. Use the letter abbreviation for each official. We want to pair 2 of the state officials together from the 5 we have to choose from. So we're going to start with the governor and pair the governor with the Secretary of State. For our second sample, I'm going to pair the governor with the Attorney General. Then I'm going to pair the governor with the representative. Then I'm going to pair the governor with the press secretary. Since it is without replacement, I cannot match the governor and the governor. And the governor first, Secretary of State second is the same as Secretary of State first and governor second. So now that I've used the governor, I'm going to move to Secretary of State. I've already paired the Secretary of State with the governor, so I'm going to pair the Secretary of State with the Attorney General. Then I'm going to pair the Secretary of State with the representative. Then I'm going to pair the Secretary of State with the press secretary. Now that I'm done with Secretary of State, I'm going to move to the Attorney General, which I'm going to pair with the Representative. Then I'm going to pair the Attorney General with the Press Secretary. Now I want to pair the Representative with the Press Secretary. And counting, I have 10 options. In this example, we're still going to use the same 5 state officials. If a sample random sampling procedure is used to obtain a sample of 2 officials, what is the chance that the first sample in your list is selected? Just to recap, here's the list we made in the previous example of our 10 choices. The first one on our list is the Governor and Secretary of State, and that's just one choice. So I have a 1 in 10 chance of choosing the Governor and Secretary of State out of my 10 possible choices. In this example, we still have our 5 state officials. If a random sampling procedure is used to obtain a sample of 2 officials, what is the chance that the second sample in your list is selected? Just to remember, this is our list of 10 choices. The second one we happened to write down was GA, which is the Governor and the Attorney General. Since there's only one choice, we again have one choice out of 10, which is 1/10. In this example, we still have our 5 state officials. If a simple random sampling procedure is used to obtain a sample of 2 officials, what is the chance that the 10th sample in your list is selected? Again, we have our list of 10 choices. For us, our 10th sample happens to be the Representative and the Press Secretary. That's only one choice, so one choice in 10 is 1/10. To recap the section, simple random sampling. Simple random sampling is a sampling procedure for which each possible sample of a given size is equally likely to be the one obtained. A simple random sample is just the sample obtained by simple random sampling. Scientists can use random number generators to assign a number to samples in their population, and then they can randomly select those samples for their simple random sample.